Okay, so we've got our minion Kevin here with his facial expression. I have his teeth. So what I'd like to do now is prep him for printing. So I want to see if we can make him cheaper to print by hollowing him out. So the first thing I think we have to do is just send this guy up to Shapeways and see what the printing cost comes out to. So let's go up to Design and order a 3D print, and we're going to go to Shapeways, print 3D colors. Okay, so it came in, and if we look over here we can see it in centimeters and inches. So this is really small. It's I think it's not even 2 inches high, so that's really teeny. And we go down to sandstone, so that would roughly cost about $12, and not surprising, it's that small, it's having issues, and it's most likely wall thickness. So click on there. So luckily it's not too much, but it's a little bit of the teeth, a little bit of this part, and the hands. So if we scale him up, make him bigger, that should solve a lot of those problems, hopefully. Yeah, so that's kind of the reason why I wanted to see. And it's interesting, we can lose a little bit of detail too with him being this this small. So you can barely see the ribbing and the bands, and the same with the pupils. So him getting bigger would probably work out well. So it's, you need a minimum 3mm supported wall and unsupported wall and 2mm. So that shouldn't be a problem. So we can fix that. Okay. So $12.73. So we're gonna go back to our little minion and let's hollow him out. First we'll scale him up. So I'm going to marquee select him, marquee drag, select all of him, and I'm going to group him. It'll just make it easier. And then let's do multicolor. There. Alright, so let's make him bigger. So I'll select the corner, shift, left mouse button, go to 35 there. Alright, now we'll send him over, design, order a 3D print, Shapeways, print 3D colors. Okay, continue printing. And yeah, that's significantly larger. It's almost 3 inches tall. So that's decent size. So you can see it's up to $23 in plastic, but we want to do the colored sandstone. So that's $33 and it's solid. So let's view the issues it's having. So the loose shells aren't an issue. It's wall thickness. And wow, it's still has an issue with that. Oh, that's it. It's the only problem. That's great. That's great. So that's I think the first time it's been such a minimal thing. So that might be something as easy as just pulling this out a little bit, which would be great. What I think we can do is we can make this cheaper. So what I think we should do is hollow it out and see how much cheaper the cost is. So go back to model, and let's go back to our little minion. All right. So let's first see if we can just lengthen this out a little bit. So I'm going to ungroup real quick and select the goggles, and I'm going to ungroup that as well. Select both of them, shift select, and let's just try pulling them out 0.25. Okay, now let's see how that looks. It's not too bad. So we did that. Now let's hollow him out. So what we're going to do is we're going to select his body, and one of the things I want to do is actually select the cylinder. Select just the cylinder part of his body. And duplicate it, edit, duplicate, and then we're going to ungroup that duplicate. So, because we don't want that hole, we'll delete that. And then we'll select the top of his head, and let's edit, duplicate that. Okay, and then let's select the whole cylinder, and we select his head, and let's group that piece, make things a little easier, and then we're going to squash it down and in on all four sides. So first we'll squash it down here. Now I want to switch to 1 millimeter, and we want to squash this down 3 millimeters. So Okay. And then let's squash it in 3 millimeters. And do the same here in the front. And we'll do the same on the sides. And this side as well. Okay. Now I'm going to select the outside body and just turn it see-through real quick so I can see what's going on inside. All right. So we might squash it a little more. Well, yeah, because I'm worried to make sure there's enough here to support these teeth. And I could push it in a little further on the right side. So let me select that piece and there. Looks about right. And let's just squash it in a little more in the front. Just a little more. Okay, good. And I would like to cut it off, cut it down there as well. So let's ungroup. Well, actually, wait. Okay, so we also want to cut out his overall jeans. You can see that it's inside there as well. That's not hollow, so we're going to have to make multiple copies. So let's select our inside cutter, turn that to a hole, and I'm going to duplicate it, edit, duplicate, okay, and I'm going to select his outside body, turn it back to a solid yellow, same for his head. Turn that yellow. Okay, and now select the cutter on the inside. Actually, I'm going to make his head and his body one piece. So I'm grouping that, and then I'm selecting the inside cutter, and I'm going to group that, and that should subtract out that volume. All right, now I want to subtract out these parts. So first I want to combine these into one piece. It'll make things easier. So group those, and I'm going to group bottom part as well. Group. And it helps get rid of those seams as well. All right. Now select this inner cutting piece. I'm going to make a duplicate of that as well. Edit, duplicate. Now I'm going to select his overalls, the cutter piece on the inside, and group that as well. There. So that cut out the jean geometry, and then I want to select his arms, both of them. There we go. Do that again. Okay, and then I'm going to group that, and I'm going to select the inner cutter piece as well, and group there. And I'm going to select this inner piece here and just delete that. And now we have a hollowed out Kevin. And let's take a look. We'll just turn him clear. Looks pretty good. The teeth are embedded in the body. That's good. The arms have been cut off. The jeans have been cut out. So that should make a difference in the cost. So let's make him solid again. And let's, in the next video, take him in the Shapeways. Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe.